Travis Wayne Goodsell. I've been enjoying being left alone with no freezing of the camera. Kind of helped for yesterday's 3-hour tour. I forgot the 11-year-olds. Oh my hell. I knew I was going to forget something. It was just too massive of a project for you guys. I even tried to cut it down to just 3 seconds for the pictures. I can never put everything in every single video. That's a case in point. People just have to understand that this is just one video. Obviously, there may be more information. Maybe I should check out to see if this guy has a channel. Maybe I should check to see how many videos he's done and how long he's been doing videos. Maybe. So tonight, Mormons, Mormon rap. It's the 13th, Mormons, the big show. And the news finally covered it last night for you guys. Local news. But you weren't told the full story of it. Maybe they may have told you that it's the Purim moon. And you're going, what's that? Jews, don't they believe in Jesus? Oh my hell. But no, they do not tell you that it is prophecy. That tonight is prophecy. Tonight is the day and the hour of prophecy. Day and hour is revelation. I say day and hour rather than revelation because you, for some reason, were led to believe astray that revelation means inspiration. Day and hour. Mormon, chapter 8, verse 33, defines revelation for you as time, day and hour. And so, yeah, none of the cute little weather girls are knowledgeable on the prophecies, but they are revelators, giving you the day and the hour of its coming, because it hasn't happened yet. It's not tonight. It is tonight, but it's not now tonight. It's in the future. And so those cute little weather girls only knew what they were told to report, because the producer or whoever is in charge of telling them what to read from a script were inquiring with astronomers, science. They're the revelators. They know all the way back in time. They know all the way forward in time. They know right now. That is revelation. That is a revelator who gives you days and hours. And it is always accompanied with a prophet, someone who predicts the future. And they do it with anthropomorphizing, turning the constellations into animals, into objects, into humans, by which they then told stories called gospels, scriptures. And so as the celestial bodies move through the constellations and there are conjunctions, you've got a story to tell. And there's a lot of them, and they all have the same pattern. And so if you've taken drama or gone into the performing arts, they would teach you about protagonists and antagonists and plot lines for the various scripts. But we're not doing that. We've got a bunch of videos for you today. This is the Trump Ice 2025 video. We've got to go over Cox, who's having to bail out the church. It's just so blatantly obvious the church isn't true, Mormons, and still you blind your eyes to it. You just turn and look away. Now, we're not seeing what's obviously right in front of our face, affecting our lives directly. We're just going to ignore it and hope it goes away. It's so obvious, Mormons. And then the other one is, tonight, obviously. Got to go over that. Go over the Hebrew calendar for you for the month of Adar. Not March, Mars. The usurper of Adar. And then this morning, waking up, Mormons, pay attention. Somebody's on his deathbed, and I'm being told what to do for a video for you as I wake up. I don't know when, but I'm told to do it now, today. So we'll try to get it in. So I need to quit talking and get to it. Get to the point. If you hadn't caught on to the point, Mormons, the church ain't true. You've been led astray. Find your true Christ. That's how the leader of the church is supposed to be chosen. In a coming hour. In a coming hour. And so, Portugal. Government's collapsed. There's a vote of no confidence in the government of Portugal. The government of Portugal has collapsed. There we go. There we go. There they are. Yeah, they were pissed yesterday. What are you doing, Google? You know my IP address, which means you know my identity, which means you know my age, which means you know what I look for on a regular basis. You know my hours of operation. How dare you, Travis? It was almost a week, wasn't it? A week without interruption of freezing of the camera. And now they attack. Because the YouTube Mormon employee, he's taking his 2 days off for the week. I noticed yesterday. This is another Mormon who's doing the freezing camera thing. You look for patterns, find anomalies, run the theory test using science, and it's gotta be a theory test. Can't just make claims and call them theories and expect everybody to believe you. So, the Department of Education with Vince McMahon's wife, who hasn't divorced him apparently, for his sex crimes, has now fired half of the Department of Education federal employees. So I'm sure that won't require the church to step up and finally do what they're... Oh, Cox is doing it instead? Oh, the government with taxpayer money is bailing out what the church was supposed to have done the whole time. What are you hoarding the money for again? You say parable of talents, right? And yet, what are you waiting for? Yeah, Cox is now doing a little advertising campaign for taxpayers in Utah to now be taxed for food. Give to the Utah Food Bank. I mean, my hell. Governor Cox should be going to the church. Are you a religion or not? What is the tithing for? You say it's for storehouses. Storehouses are supposed to be for food. For the poor, the needy, the sick, and the afflicted. Being laid off from work of your federal job kind of counts. And yet the church isn't doing it. The church will tell these Mormons, you got to get a job. Then we'll help you. And we got more on that, but it just pisses me off to no end of the abuse of this church and how Mormons can't get a clue. And so tariffs were enacted yesterday. You see what Trump did? He previously said it's going to be 50 after changing it from 25. And the stock market crashed as the church sold off Musk's Tesla products. Trump then tried to do an ad for Tesla. He bought one. Going against the church. Or the church going against Trump. And then the next day they went and sold their airline stock. Yesterday it was only 80 points on the Dow. The NASDAQ did well. But still, after yesterday imposing the 25% tariffs, you're going to see a wild stock market again today, as Canada and the EU both immediately retaliated with tariffs of their own. And so you're going to see a collapsing of the economy here. And this is going to cause a greater emergency crisis that Utah, with the Governor Cox doing a little advertising campaign to give your food away as you're about to be fired. I mean, dear God. I mean, they told us a year's supply. And since 2020, a year's supply has not been sufficient to handle this years-long crisis. They sabotaged us, Mormons. And all hell is about to unleash. And so it's going to be weird concerning whether or not they're going to approve of the bill by tomorrow night. The Senate now has it. There's concerns that it may not pass, that there may not be enough votes. But again, as is the whole pattern, the whole Trump latter days into Biden, MAGA always recommends a bill that will hurt America, to extort America, and to laugh at the deep state Dems who are forced to vote for it or punish America. Democrats are just utterly spineless cowards who will not stand up for America, as MAGA just rolls over everybody in their way. It was under Biden that Roe v. Wade got overturned. And people still remain Democrat. You know, I see the progressives, that they rose up, but they're terrorists, supporting Islam, funding Islamic terrorists. See, the day before, Utah put out the call, oh no, Islamic terrorist programs have been cut by the Trump administration. Give them your money. And then Cox the next day, well, the church doesn't want to help you, so give your money and food to the Utah Food Bank, because they're going to need it in the coming day. I mean, seriously. What will be given to the Utah Food Bank through this will not be anywhere near sufficient to handle what is coming. It is just going to be heart-wrenching for the damage that's going to be caused. And so, if Democrats do stand up for something finally, like Representative Green did during the State of the Union, the government will fall. Government will be shut down. Federal government shut down. And so none of the agencies will be running. Isn't that great? There will be some essential stuff. Social Security will still be putting out checks for people. And so they'll have to sick Musk in to stop that. And he's talking about it too. We don't need Social Security and Medicaid. No, not at all. They're running the government into the ground on purpose, and they're telling you everything's fine, it's just a transition phase. We know from past history this is going to end in the burning down of America, literally and figuratively. So, the Palestinian protester of terrorism at Columbia has a green card to be in America. But Trump said, no, those aren't good enough anymore. You have to buy a gold card to be approved. Green cards no longer count. And ICE went in to arrest him for protesting. And that is their argument in the court, and that's why the judge said no, he needs to stay in court. Instead, ICE should have followed Trump and say, I'm sorry, as an illegal, you're also a terrorist under Trump and his executive order. And thus, they don't take him to court. He gets taken straight to Guantanamo. So, that simple little wording difference is why there is now an uprising of Islamists demanding that he be freed to commit terrorism again. But this is also an opportunity to round up all the terrorists at once, because they're exposing who they are with the protest. So pay attention to that, because that's going to escalate before it solves itself. Mel Gibson fired a Department of Justice attorney in his new position as Hollywood liaison or ambassador or whatever position he was put in. Apparently, you're fired. Excuse me? Who are you? I am the ambassador of Hollywood, appointed by Trump. He was trying to get a gun license renewed, and she rejected him. So he narked on her. And got her fired. Oh my God. It's the end of the world, Mormons. It's the end of the world. We're all gonna die. And finally, so that we can move on to the other videos for today. My goodness, only 12 minutes? We still have 3 more hours to talk with you. But we're all right, the 7 minutes, I forgot. It's been so long since it happened. And the FM of Canada. So cute. Write a letter to President Trump telling him to stop the tariffs. We're in a digital age. We can go to his website and click on the 3 lines, and then we can contact him and type him a letter that will be put into the presidential archives. I've been putting one in there saying the church is going to murder you in a coming day to get their kingdom back. So, there you have it. Government's collapsing. The people are starving. And Linda McMahon is saying, let them eat cake. Ooh, that could be the picture. Let them teach cake. We'll have to see.